Alright, so I figured I'd film myself gluing some of these Ricordea mushrooms from my main tank on some of these various little rubble stuff that I had. And so what I'd done previously, which you didn't see, is I cut some of these Ricordea mushrooms from my main tank and threw them in this little bucket full of little acropora pieces, just frag pieces of dead corals, and some of them have attached, some of them haven't, and so I'll be gluing some of them, gluing the ones that have some either sand. As you can tell, that one has some sand stuck onto it to the base of the foot here, or same thing with this one. This one has a few little pieces stuck to it as well. So that's what I'm going to do. This one's attached to some rock here. Looks like it has a little baby stuck to it as well. There's a little baby. Here's the piece of rock, and it's there's a nice Ricordea, two Ricordeas on this little rock here. So what I do, let me move this out of the way here so we can see. What I like to do, and excuse my bad camera skills, I'm still getting used to using this camera, but I'll take some glue. Any kind of glue will work. This is just some Gorilla Glue, some super glue actually, and anything will do. Cyanoacrylic super glue. Now I've got these pieces. They've been sitting out for a minute. I've been letting them dry. You need a dry surface. I like to use a dry surface when I glue the corals down. And these little pieces are actually from maricultured acropora colonies that unfortunately didn't make it in my tank. So I figured I'd recycle them. And so what I'll do is I'll put down some glue in a little indent here. Enough glue. Just kind of let it sit there for a minute. As you can tell, it's hard to see, but it's right here. Now I'll take a piece of my Ricordea that has some sand or rock attached to it, just like this piece. You can see right here is the foot. Flip it over. There's the mouth. This is a pretty kind of a blue-green Ricordea. Now take it and I just plop it right down and let it sit there for a minute. Get it a little wet, and make sure you have a towel underneath you or a workbench that you don't care about getting wet. I just have this piece of acrylic board here under a over a towel. And so I do that. I let it sit for a minute there. I'll dry off a second half of this other rock here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a double kind of frag piece here. So I'll just do another little blob of glue. Set the glue aside. Stick this down. I'll find another piece here. Now what I've found through experience is if you just cut the Ricordeas and don't let them attach to anything and try to glue them down, they won't stay. It's really difficult to make them stay on the rock. And so this one's a nice orange color morph. And so what I did was just flip it over on the sandy bottom part where the glue is, so the glue will stick to the sand. and the mushroom coral is already stuck to the sand, and it won't dislodge itself. And so what I'd like to do is just get a little wet and let it sit for a little bit. Not too long or the coral will get dried out, just long enough for the glue to secure a little bit. And I'll keep adding a little bit of water on top of it so the coral doesn't get too stressed out. And so there we go. I will finish the rest of these and get you a picture of them at the end.